The wedding was about to start. The bride ran to the bathroom. She quickly took out all the parts and skillfully assembled a sniper rifle. She stepped on a stool and set up a long gun to aim at the building across the street. Oki receives the command and starts looking for the target. Just as she was about to pull the trigger, Oki hesitated and missed the shot because the target was her ex-boyfriend Jun Sang, who had died several years ago. She shoots again and officially identifies him. At that moment, there was a knock on the door. Oki hurriedly throws away her weapon and goes out. She looks at her husband in front of her at the wedding ceremony. All she could think of was her ex-boyfriend. Oki saw her father murdered years ago. Hiding under the bed, she was found by the murderer and sold to a man. Just as the man walks in on Oki, a mysterious man suddenly appears and kills him. At the same time, Oki picks up the gun on the floor and kills another man. The mysterious man's name is Jun Sang. He saw Oki's talent and started to train her, killing people with a gun, diving for cover. Slowly, Oki grows up. She wanted to avenge her father's death. On this day, she found the killer and entered the door. But it was a trap. Oki was tied up. The murderer saw the feet on the ground and picked up a sledgehammer and punched it. Then the murderer told Oki that it was someone else who killed her father. At that moment, a man jumps in a window and kills all his men. Jun Sang pointed his gun at the murderer. He shot and killed the murderer and rescued Oki again. Not long after that, Oki married the man who saved her several times. But the happiness did not last long. While they were on their honeymoon, Jun Sang received a call that someone had found the man who killed Oki's father. But he didn't tell Oki the news and left alone. Oki saw Jun Sang again and he was killed. Oki, filled with anger, asks for the address of her enemy. She sets out for revenge. Regardless of life and death, Oki arrives at the gangsters' gathering place. She takes out the knives and continues to fight with the gangsters. In the end, Oki succeeds in her revenge. When she came out, she was arrested by the police because her fighting skills were noticed by the police officers, so they brought her into the organization for rehabilitation. She once destroyed a gang by herself, but now she was taken away by a mysterious organization and given a facelift. Oki woke up and tried to escape, but she was shot down by a woman with short hair. They had it all under control. Kwon-ok is the leader of the organization. Kwon-ok said that the old Oki was dead, and the only reason for her to live now is to help the organization. Because Oki is pregnant with her ex-husband's child, Oki compromised for the sake of her ex-husband's child. She started to study cooking. She practiced makeup and even went to acting classes. When her baby was born, Oki began to train like crazy. Martial arts, physical fitness, marksmanship, agility. The day she finally got to go out on her first mission, Oki sneaks into a villa at night. They have a fierce fight. Oki risked her life to assassinate her target, but as she escaped, she was discovered. They tracked her all the way. Oki escapes wave after wave of enemies. Here comes the police car that surrounds her. Oki speeds up the motorcycle. Then Oki jumped under the bridge with the motorcycle. Mission accomplished. She can go out and live with her child. The organization gave her a new identity and told her to wait for instructions. But soon after she moves in, she meets Hyun-soo. He fell in love with Oki at first sight. Hyun-soo lives next door to Oki. Oki is suspicious of this man's actions. She asks Kwon-ok to help her find out Yoon-soo's identity. Kwon-ok said there was nothing wrong with him. His wife died a long time ago. Oki was relieved to hear that. Hyun-soo slowly does a lot of things to impress Oki. Just when they were falling in love, the organization called and asked her to carry out a second mission. This time, Oki came to the game dressed as a barmaid. But because of her mistake, her partner lost his life. This is a big blow to her. Luckily, Hyun-soo stayed with Oki. She felt a little better. The next morning, she saw her daughter and Hyun-soo together. Oki realized that they should have a complete family. The organization organizes a wedding for Oki so as not to reveal her identity. But just as the wedding was about to take place, Oki received a call from the organization. She went to the bathroom and took the weapons the organization had prepared and skillfully assembled them. Then she took a stool and stood on it. She set up a long gun and prepared to kill. Her target this time was a man wearing sunglasses. Oki looks carefully for her target. Just as she was about to pull the trigger, when she saw the target, she suddenly panicked and the bullet missed. This time, the target is her dead ex-husband. There was a knock on the door outside. It's time. She simply disposed of her things and went out. At the wedding, Oki has tears in her eyes. Her heart was in a panic. Soon Jun Sang investigates the place where he was just shot. He finds Oki, who has had a plastic surgery. He feels a sense of deja vu with this strange woman. Oki had just gotten married. Her dead ex-boyfriend Jun Sang finds her. He pulled out his gun and hid it under the table. He just wanted to confirm Oki's identity, but Oki held back her tears and told Jun Sang, "I don't know you." Jun Sang said that Oki looked like a woman he had loved before. Then he walked away. After Jun Sang left, Oki breathed a long sigh of relief. She wasn't sure if Jun Sang had recognized her after her facelift. That day, Yuki's superiors approached her and told her that she had to kill Jun Sang, otherwise they will implicate her daughter and husband. In the evening, Oki receives flowers. She opened them and saw. It turns out that Jun Sang has given her a flash drive. Oki goes to the internet cafe to avoid the surveillance and inserts the flash drive. It turns out that on the day Jun Sang met Oki, he arranged for his men to overhear Yoon Soo's conversation. Her husband, Hyun Soo, turned out to be an informant arranged by the organization to spy on Oki. The guests at her wedding were also arranged by the organization. Oki was devastated when she heard the recording. She quickly sent a message to Jun Sang saying, "The organization has sent someone to kill you." As soon as the female agent got off the elevator, she was arrested by someone else. Jun Sang also found out the conspiracy behind it. The next day, Oki was arrested by the organization. They took a picture to blackmail Jun Sang in exchange for a hostage. While driving on the road, Jun Sang rode his motorcycle directly to him. Kwon-uk was injured and escaped. Oki said to Jun Sang that she was going to find her daughter. Jun Sang told Oki to take a defensive weapon and go look for her. But just as Oki was about to arrive home, there was an explosion. She was stunned by the scene in front of her, but her daughter had lost her heartbeat, and Hyun Soo lost her breath before she could say who the killer was. Oki was devastated. She went to the headquarters and asked her superiors if they had done it. But Kwon-uk said, "Don't be confused by what you see in front of you." Then she showed her a video. Hyun Soo was knocked down just after picking up her children. His men were Eun Sang's men. Just before Oki returned home, Jun Sang arranged for his men to detonate the bomb and made her think it was the organization's work. Oki saw the video and was completely devastated. She doesn't know who to trust. Now Oki only knows one thing. That is revenge. She finds Jun Sang and drives straight into the house. Everyone kept shooting at the car. Just when someone went to confirm the situation, Oki appeared behind him. She grabbed the submachine gun in her hand and started firing. After one round, she dodged the attack and started firing a second round until all the men were down. Oki raises his gun and goes up to Jun Sang, but Jun Sang had been waiting for her for a long time. Through their conversation, we learned all the truth. It turned out that Jun Sang had arranged all this for a long time. He first killed Uki's father, then he rescued Oki and trained her to become a killer. Then he went on to kill his accomplice. But slowly Jun Sang also fell in love with Oki. But when he found out that Oki was going after her father's killer, he had nightmares every night, so he had to arrange his own fake death and let Oki take revenge. That way he could get everything he wanted without having to do anything. But he never expected that Oki would be so strong in battle. Instead of dying, she was trained by the police as an agent to assassinate him. Knowing everything, Oki decided to kill this man. They got into a fight. From the room to the window, from outside the window to downstairs. That's when they learned that the police were coming. Jun Sang left with his men. Oki also followed them, but she was knocked to the ground by a white car that came out of nowhere. When she fell to the ground, she saw Jun Sang and his men hijack a bus and leave. Oki also got into the car behind her. She broke the car window and chased after it. She held a water bottle against the gas pedal. Oki sat her on the hood and reversed the steering wheel with one hand. Suddenly she jumped onto the bus. Then she kicked open the glass and entered the bus. With a long axe in her hand, she kills a group of his men. In the end, only Jun Sang was left alive, but she was no match for Jun Sang after all. After they fought a few times, Oki was already stabbed several times. At that moment, she slashed the driver. The bus lost control and rolled over. Many people were killed and injured inside the bus. Oki gradually got up and walked to Eun Sang's side. Due to the violent impact of the rolling vehicle, Jun Sang was also badly injured and leaned over. He received Uki's final judgment. Oki raised the axe. She looked at the man she once loved. She was a little sad to leave him, but when Jun Sang whistled, it woke her up. This man killed her father. Now he has killed her daughter and her husband who cared for her so much. Uki's tragic life was all because of this man. With the sound of sirens around her, the movie ends.